You also heard 75 South. It's called 75 South. That was the first song from the same album by Darren McKinney. McKinney is, gosh, he's one of the beloved Detroit musicians that so many people have gotten to know, and we enjoy him so much, and he does great work. To find out more about his upcoming projects, his performances, he's got some new music out there as well we're going to get our hands on. You can go to www.shieldrecords.com. That's www.shieldrecords.com for more information about Mr. Darren McKinney, the fantastic horn player that we just listened to. Once again, you are listening to Made in Detroit here on www.fm881, WHPR.com, and we're brought to you today by Celeste Productions, Inc., RD Design at 313-551-9357, by Irina Savage. She didn't have a particular message nor a particular company to promote, but she just wanted to support us. And we say thank you to Ms. Irina Savage. She's one of our sponsors. And our newest sponsor for today is a wonderful friend of mine, Dr. Tanya Martin, for individuals, couples, and family counseling services. You can locate Dr. Tanya Martin in two places. She's at Apex Behavioral Health. It is at Fairlane Office Center, 6 Park Lane Boulevard. So she's in Dearborn, and you can contact her there at 313 area code 271-8170. So that's Apex Behavioral Health, APEX. You can also locate Dr. Tanya Martin at Center for Individual and Family Counseling in Southfield, Michigan. And that's area code 248-443-8494. So we say thank you to Dr. Tanya Martin, a wonderful friend of mine. And if I might do just a little mini plug, she's a fellow doctor of psychology like myself. And we've known each other a long time. And the plug I want to do is, I just did an article on her. I'm a new columnist, if I can champion that. I'm a new columnist for a magazine. It's an online magazine called Michigan Women's Forum. So look that up in your search engine. And I'm going to be doing a monthly series on various Michigan women in business. So I just published my first article on her, and that was October 4th. So be sure to look that up. So that's exciting. Before we move on to the next song, I want to just take a moment to do a quick recap of some of the guests that we've had on in the last few weeks, since we have no guests today. We've got great music, but no guests just for today. August 23rd, we had, if you remember, my good friend, international artist hailing from Detroit, Divinity. So what I want to do is just remind you who these wonderful guests are, remind you where you can find out more information about them, and also kind of, I guess, a little, I call them pearls of wisdom, or a little tidbit that we got from them as fellow entrepreneurs that we can all learn from. So for Divinity, she's a vocalist and writer, writes a songwriter, but she's also an educator. She's an elementary school educator. And of the many things she talked about as an entrepreneur, she talked about the fact that she represents someone who can do more than one thing. And that's pretty much just about all of us. I think the lesson, the takeaway from her visit is that you don't have to just do one thing. You may not be able to do everything at once, and that's okay. We don't want to kill ourselves. But the fact that she makes the time to do the various things that she loves, I think, is an important lesson. So we got that from Divinity back on August 23rd. And then one more person I want to mention that we got who visited us on August 30th. His name, Jeffrey Cross of J. Cross Photography. What he really talked about, many things once again, but as an entrepreneur, he really talked about how gratifying it was for him to bring joy to other people by what he does with his photography. So I thought that was a beautiful message and something to keep in mind as you pursue what you love to do. Because as an entrepreneur, did we hear that bell? Let's move on. As an entrepreneur, we do what we love to do, and it satisfies us very much. But don't forget, the things that we do, it impacts someone out there. We may not always know when, where, or why, but we do have an impact on people. So before we move to our next song, just to remind you, check out Divinity's music at www.justdivinity.com, or check her out on Facebook. And then for J. Cross Photography, He also is on Facebook at J Cross Photography with an F. F-O-T-O. Graphy. All right, let's move on to our next song. This is from the album called Tuxedo Sessions by the group Painted Pictures. And this is a cut called Woody.
Graphic snafu. Another graphic snafu.